Did you invest in utility cryptos, US? Law is the ultimate proof you were right. If you've been in the crypto space for the past few years, you might have felt like you were navigating turbulent waters, guided by intuition and a conviction in the technology. Today, the era of uncertainty is over. What we are witnessing in 2025 is not just another price rally. It is a historic convergence. Regulation, traditional banking, and blockchain technology are finally aligning. And if you have invested correctly, you are about to see your vision become the new economic reality. The legislative changes in the United States, culminating in the landmark PWG and SEC report, are not an attempt to control cryptocurrencies, but to unleash their potential safely. They have created a highway for institutional capital and have signaled, with unprecedented clarity, which digital assets will form the backbone of the future economy. The anchor of trust, the strategic reserve, and mathematical certainty. The creation of a strategic reserve of crypto assets by the US is the most powerful signal of all. By deciding to accumulate these assets at a national level, the US government elevates them to a status of vital importance for its future. The pillar of this reserve, and likely of your portfolio, is Bitcoin BTC. This is where your vision separates you from the average investor. Many see Bitcoin as digital gold, but you have understood the fundamental difference. Think about it. If technology advances enough to allow for rasterized mining, humanity could, theoretically, flood the market with thousands of tons of gold, collapsing its value, which is based on scarcity. However, there will never, under any physical or technological circumstance, be more than 21 million Bitcoin. Its scarcity is not relative. It is an absolute mathematical certainty. By investing in Bitcoin, you haven't bought a shiny rock. You have secured a piece of the only truly finite and predictable asset in a world of uncertainty. The highways of money. The patience of ISO 20022 and strategic versatility from Bitcoin's anchor of value. We move to the highways on which the money of the future will travel. This is where your patience and ability to see through the market noise have positioned you correctly. The adoption of ISO 20022, the new universal language for banking, is imminent, and you were already waiting at the on-ramp. By trusting in XRP, you have demonstrated an understanding of the difference between a promise and an executed strategy. While others chase the latest hype, you watched as Ripple, for years, patiently wove a global network of alliances with real banks and financial institutions on every continent. You didn't invest in a rumor. You invested in the infrastructure that is already being tested by the very system is set to upgrade. But your vision went even further. You understood that the future doesn't depend on a single lane. By betting on projects like Heyder HBAR, you've invested in a technological Swiss Army knife. Its corporate governance model makes it an ideal candidate for the enterprise world of ISO 20022, while its DeFi ecosystem is growing exponentially, proving a versatility few possess. With projects like VeCoinVet, you've invested in the tokenization of the physical economy, the supply chain, and other fundamental pillars supported by the new regulations. You didn't choose projects stuck in a single narrative, but platforms positioned to capture value on 3 or 4 fronts at once. The next frontier, regulated DeFi, the innovation layer. Finally, the SEC report validates the last piece of the puzzle. By embracing DeFi, the US government has given the green light to the innovation layer. This means that complex financial applications can now be built in a regulated manner on top of the payment rails. XRP, HBAR, and the foundation of trusteth. Your bet on the leaders in this sector is a bet on the software that will define the banking of tomorrow. Conclusion: your vision, validated by history. Now, take a moment to reflect. The vast majority of people only hear about crypto in the news when the price goes up or down. They don't understand the convergence of regulation, banking, and technology that you have seen. They live in the present. You have been building for the future. In the last 8 months, The United States has built a more solid legal framework than in the previous 5 years combined. The clarity you were waiting for has arrived. What was once your personal conviction is now being validated by the economic strategy of the world's largest superpower. Therefore, your investment portfolio is not a collection of lottery tickets. It is a testament to your strategic vision. By choosing utility projects like the ones we've mentioned, you are not chasing dogmas or shitcoins. You are investing in the foundations of a new economic architecture. You didn't just ride a wave of enthusiasm. You were helping to build the port. And now, the largest ships in the world are setting course for it. You are on the right path. And no, this isn't about trying to convince yourself. It's about the fact that the evidence, the narrative, and the legislative and economic sectors are finally validating these projects. Regardless of whether you've bought in or not, this transition is going to happen. The world, far beyond the borders of the US, will use this technology. Therefore, having exposure to the utility projects that are building the foundation of this new system gives you the opportunity. Why to participate in the greatest transfer of wealth in human history? Leave your comment and visit the website fastcryptnews.com.